Everyone, welcome back to Car Lounge. Glad you could join us. I'm really hoping you guys had a great Thanksgiving, holiday, all the above. So, I'm here with another niche trading card game. I'm really not sure who it was for. Today we're looking at Gridiron Fantasy Football game released by Upper Deck in 1995, 96, I want to say. So, I'm really not sure who this is for. I mean, is it for a big nerd like me who has absolutely zero biases or bad associations against jocks and football players in high school? Probably. Is it for jocks or guys who enjoy football and instead of playing games and having fun with their friends outside and being normal, want to sit down and learn the rules to this? Probably. But let's see. Gridiron didn't last very long. It barely lasted a year. I'm holding in my hand the Hobby Starter Deck Inaugural Edition. I don't think it went any further than the Inaugural Edition. I actually couldn't find any booster packs online. The ones I did find were very, very overpriced. This was actually, pretty fairly priced. I thought it was a pretty cool collector's item. Um, there were supposed to be three more expansion sets to it, but they never came out. They just fizzled. I think it was called like Championships Tradition and then the Blacklist. But we're stuck with Inaugural Edition, which is still pretty cool. So just gonna pop this bad boy open. I'm gonna read off the back for you. See what we got here. Full disclosure, I kind of put a little tear in the back. Otherwise, you'd probably watch me struggling with this for a good 20 minutes, which I only did for 5 minutes, which I'm pretty proud of myself for. Let's see here. Yep, came out in 1995. Let's see. It's a dark fantasy football game. Ooh. Here we go. Upper Deck Gridiron Fantasy Football in a World is a fantasy depicting football action in a dark, futuristic setting, which is more violent than the way football is currently played. This game is not intended to be a depiction of real professional football, in all caps. The teams, players, coaches, and situations surrounding this futuristic game are fictional. Due to the graphic nature of this fictional world, the game is suitable for mature players only. Please use discretion when exposing this product to children. Holy crap, we're really in for today, guys. Nowhere else in this box does it say that it's for mature players only. In here, it seems we're all going to have dark. Let's see, it just says fantasy football. Upper Deck Gridiron Fantasy Football game starter deck includes 60 collectible fantasy trading cards needed to start one player. In case only one person can play this, usually starter decks are, Complete rules booklet and find the 10 hobby-only insert cards inserted into one in every 10 packs. So we might get lucky. I mean, for Hyborian Fates, we did grab the Ancient Gate, which I actually got graded from PSA. Came back as a PSA 7, which is better than I expected because if you were watching the live stream, I kind of manhandled it a little bit because I was just really excited. And I tried to grab any information I could off the card and contact Boris, but no one got back to me. So there was that. So here's the rule book. Me back in the day couldn't read this. I was too stubborn to wear my glasses. Yeah, this is like a little pamphlet here. I mean, to scale. I really don't exactly have big hands. The size of the palm of my hand. Tiny rule book. So let's see here. All right. So yeah, sports, football. I know nothing. Football. I know there's teams that have different colors, and the Giants and the Jets are in New York, where I am. Let's see if you have any questions. Any questions should be submitted by mail to include a self-addressed stamped envelope to ensure a reply. You know what? I think I might mail a letter to Upper Deck. I mean, Upper Deck's still around. I'm going to ask some questions. But I have no idea, what's a scrimmage. All right, well, it's sports. Here's the quick and dirty. I'm guessing this is the play mat for the game. All right, let's see. I see artwork here. All right, what we got? I want to rip this because it's still kind of cool to have. All right, it looks like a scoreboard of some kind and some kind of 1995 artistic football babe over there. We got Dame Fortune, add any one symbol. All right, this quote, sometimes you just feel lucky. Well, piss. Unstoppable, break tackle, sweep. Okay, these are football terms, so we're going to run around. All right, so we're going to get into the deck real quick. The only real exposure I have to sports was NBA Jam for Super Nintendo. I tell the story to a few people that when I was a kid, I used to play NBA Jam a lot at school for Super Nintendo, and it was a lot of fun. I liked it a lot. I picked the Charlotte Hornets all the time because it was like my favorite colors is blue and purple. They're pretty cool. And I told my dad that, oh wow, I like the Charlotte Hornets, and he's like, oh my god, you love sports all of a sudden. That's great. He was so proud, and he went and bought me like the Hornet starter jacket, the jersey. I had a bunch of trading cards, a bunch of booster packs, which I like the trading cards actually. Those were a lot of fun. But then and one day we're out and we run into one of his friends, and he tells me, he's like, oh my, my son, he loves the Hornets. He's watching basketball now, and he's like, oh, who do you like? I'm like, I still remember this. Who do you like? Muggsy Bogues and Alonzo Mourning, which were the only two players he could really pick for NBA Jam back then, and he's like, oh, who else? And I just stayed there, like, he's. And I'm like, I don't know, because no one else plays for the Super Nintendo game. I just like the game, and you can see all the pride just like kind of wash off his face after that. So there was that, Kind of wish I had the trading cards though. I did like the trading cards, as you know, big trading card guy. But yeah, that's pretty much it with me in sports. Baseball's kind of cool, I guess. All right, so here we go. We're gonna go through some of these cards real quick. I don't know what the hobby cards are. I'm just gonna cycle through this deck. I don't see anything special. I see defensive actions, defensive play. Offensive plays are the cards appear to be color coded. Gold for defensive play, silver for defensive play. And here we go. We have a bronze card, a team card. We're going to go through some of the artwork in a second here. I'm just kind of shuffling through to make sure there's no hobby cards, nothing really that stands out. But maybe the hobby card is on the front. Who knows? But let's see. Silver, bronze, and gold seems to be it. These cards still have like their gloss on them, so they're kind of sticking to one another. All right, so let's play around here. Shooter upper deck, they have a gold seal, which are a little holofoil stamp on the bottom there. It's going to be hard to see, but it does say upper deck in there, which is kind of neat. It's a nice touch. All right, let's go through some artwork real quick. We have 110%, which is pretty cool. I mean, this is a pretty neat picture. I'm sure. I don't know who this was really made for. A lot of big nerds like me had no idea about anything with sports at all. I spent a large chunk of my time being last pick on everything, and then I went to high school in the suburbs, and I was first pick for soccer, just because of my last name, I'm guessing. But you know what? I don't care. I was first pick once or twice, and you know what? That felt good. It felt good, even though I disappointed everybody, but still, it was really, really fun. So this is the kind of artwork here. I don't know how else to really go through it for like one at a time, but let's see. Kick, paying the price. The defense is fatigued. They must pay one speed to compete in each play for the rest of the drive. If they cannot compete, none of their ability symbol count. He's charging an arm and a leg. That's how I'm assuming. You're supposed to read these cards with a voice like Mickey from the ones I'm putting away are like repeats I've seen already. Let's see. Solid impact. There's the wave. I guess the fans do the wave, and that makes your team better. I don't even think the team pay attention. Cancel ongoing effects. Use play. The crowd comes alive. The atmosphere is electric. He's stepping out of bounds. He stops the clock. So right off the bat, I kind of see a bit of a contrast with Magic the Gathering, that these cards have flavor text to them. Flavor text was a huge thing with trading cards. I don't know if they're still doing it now with current games. This one's like a more shiny seal. I'll put it up just a second. And I like flavor text. It makes the games come alive a little bit. Add some personality. So as of right now, I'm going through these. Let's see. Here's a player card. Here we go. I mean, just a guy throwing a football. I was expecting a little bit more, especially with what they were saying that these are supposed to be like a dark future and mature players only kind of football. But I'm not really seeing anything. I'm just seeing a bunch of guys bear hugging each other, playing with balls. So there's that. Here's Gaston Forrester. He looks a little bit, a little bloodied up. He could have bitten his lip. I bite my lip sometimes. It happens. I actually bit my lip 20 minutes before starting to film this, so kind of hoping I don't have much of a slur right now. Yep, it's just guys hugging each other. It's some guy getting nailed in the face with a football, which is actually kind of funny. Let's see. Look, ma, no hands. That's what the flavor text of this card is. Sweet. Flare pass. I mean, this is corporate sponsors. Okay, that's probably the most realistic thing about this game so far is corporate sponsorships. All in all, this game is really not catching me. Here's some cheerleaders there. I know you sickos are. I want to see that. There you go. Enjoy. Nothing in these cards show me anything about a grim future, except for a brick wall that happens to be in the middle of a football stadium, which is kind of silly. Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see why this game died out pretty quickly. Because when you think about it, who really was it made for? A lot of geeky guys are not going to go crazy over sports. They're not going to really go completely crazy over the idea of playing as a football team and playing as the people who unfortunately may have bullied them back in the day. A lot of guys who play sports and are more outgoing are not going to want to sit around and learn how to play this game. This may have been a gift for some kids who are interested in sports, or may have been, something like, a parent giving it to their kid, hoping this will make them want to go outside and play more. But this does not really make it look glorious to me. This doesn't really grab me as like, hey, this is going to make me want to get out and play some sports because someone could roofie my Gatorade. So, all in all, not catching me. I was really hoping we'd catch a cool card in here. So, but I can't tell what the rarities are. There's no real legend to it. But then again, I didn't look at the palm-sized rule pamphlet either. So, here we go. Here's a pretty mature picture. I mean, there's a guy getting tackled. So, still hoping. No, nothing really. A lot of these are repeats now. I mean, here's a football player. He's a guy. I guess he's supposed to be a hero character. If this game did expand and get bigger, I'm sure there would be lore to this, because they were trying to paint the picture of a future, of a dystopian future of some kind involving sports, and that sports is a big deal. So if the future really is dystopian, I guess these are the only guys that are well fed. Look in the background of that fans doing the wave card. All the fans do not look malnourished either. So there's really no details, no big details showing me that there's a future where everyone's suffering. It's a future where the world ended. Just show me like a normal football game. I'm not seeing much here. So all in all, that's pretty much it. That's Gridiron Football. Very extremely short-lived card game. The rules were, this was a one-player starter deck. Rules are simple. Play football. You'd have a much easier time actually getting outside and throwing a ball around instead of doing this. So this is gonna go back in the box. I mean, it was a cool attempt at, I guess, getting kids out there, getting kids to play football, but at the same time, this really doesn't really grab much here. There's no meat to this. There's no world building, and it seemed like it was doomed from the start, honestly. You always got to ask yourself, who was a game made for? What collectible is there? What marketing was going around? I tried doing some research before making this video. I couldn't find any kind of marketing campaign for this game. It looked like it just slipped under the radar, and that was that. If you wanted to make it stand out more, you would throw like for mature players only in the front of the box, not as a tiny little footnote way back here where I couldn't even see over the plastic, because the plastic had the upper deck stamp all over it, so I couldn't even read it until I took the plastic off completely. And you got to make sure everyone knows that it's a new game too, that it's out. So there's that, guys. As always, I really hope you enjoyed this. I enjoy doing these things. As always, like and subscribe. Comment down below with what you think. If you guys ever even played this game or heard of it prior to this video, please let me know. I would love to hear about it. Was there ever any tournament play? By all means, let me know. All right, guys. Until then, take care of yourselves. Be safe. All right. Thanks for popping by.